There's a Missouri congressional candidate. His name is Brandon Wilkinson. Brandon, that's gonna play here. And he's admitted he's got some extreme views when it comes to his political agenda and his purpose and his platform. What he left off was that his radical views don't make any damn sense. Let's go to what he had to say on this podcast.
I can be a little extreme on some issues. And I personally feel that if you are not a natural born citizen, you should not be able to vote on, well, anything. So if you have been naturalized, you've got your citizenship, I actually still don't believe you should be able to vote. I want to come back to where I said, about illegal, if I had my way, not illegal, but legal immigrants who get citizenship shouldn't be allowed to vote. This is part of the art of the deal. Because maybe what we compromise with is they got to be here 10 years. And at that point, they have probably adopted some of our customs and traditions. Maybe they haven't.
Is Brandon not merciful? He's willing to have a bit of an art of a deal. If you've been here for 10 years, then maybe you've become accustomed to our traditions and ideals. Which ones? Whose? Where? Who? Because this is America. Is there one kind of tradition and ideals here? Weird how he doesn't really think that. But he wasn't done because he's got one more anti-American, extreme radical view to spew on this podcast. Let's listen to him some more.
But further, now this one is there's one no compromise to me is I actually think that no one should be able to serve in public office who is not born here, period. That's how we get people like Ilhan Omar, who if she had her way, if she was the decision maker, she would tear this nation apart.
Ilhan Omar? I think he's mixing up his people there. But so we got two things now from Brandon Wilkinson, who's running for Congress out in Missouri. It's, hey, first of all, anyone, even naturalized citizens who've come to this country from another, and they're now citizens, should not be allowed to vote. Also, under any circumstances, there should be none of them that hold any kind of public office, because Ilhan Omar might destroy this country. She's already in Congress. Okay, but so by the way, this guy is also endorsed by General Flynn. That's probably not very surprising to you. Let's look at him post that on his Facebook post because he's very excited about it. He goes, General Michael Flynn wholeheartedly and strongly endorsed me in my US congressional race. Yes, he went on to explain how awesome General Flynn is and how awesome he is. Now, let's take a look at that endorsement letter from General Flynn in its entirety. The part that I want to point out to you, in the middle of that, he says, Brandon is a constitutional originalist and believes in a limited federal government. He will defend the rights of individuals as outlined in the Constitution, while also fighting to limit the government via a balanced budget amendment. He went on to say a bunch of other things Republicans like to say. Now, it's weird that Flynn brought up this Constitution thing that we like to bring up in America every once in a while, because there's this part of the Constitution, it's the 14th Amendment, and it's, Section 1 reads this way. All persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, or deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Some of those equal protections, or some of those laws, and also some of those privileges as a United States citizen, which you can be after you become a citizen, is to vote. But he wants to take that away while he's also talking about how he's a defender of the Constitution. I wonder which kind of people he thinks he's defending when it comes to the Constitution. Maybe everyone that becomes a US citizen isn't really a citizen in his eyes. It's almost like he's bigoted. One last thing, because this was funny to me. The host of that show, of that podcast, is Michael Voss, and he's in the top right corner. As Brandon was talking all of his nonsense, he had to take a cigarette break, and I just thought it was funny. Let's watch that again. It's just something I saw.
But further, now this one is there's one no compromise to me is I actually think that no one should be able to serve in public office who is not born here, period.
Go in there.
I don't know, but the guy in the upper left was also smoking. I noticed the same thing. Yeah, I'm like, what is this a new thing about Republicans? They're like, COVID's killing us too slowly. Let's do tobacco, just speed up the process. So now there's an awesome irony in all of this. But first, let's note that, okay, so it was about race. Because my whole life, Republicans have been saying, oh, no, we love legal immigrants. Oh, we're just worried about law breaking. I mean, that's chaos and stuff. But if you're a legal immigrant, oh yeah, we're totally in favor. We're totally. Now they're like, we're kidding. We hate all immigrants. They don't look like us at all. They're totally different skin color. Ilhan Omar or Elon Omar. I mean, you guys know, she's black. She's from Africa. Okay, no, I don't care that you came in legally. I don't care that you're already United. She would destroy the country. JR made a great point. If she made it into Congress, she's already in Congress. The country, well, to be fair, the country's in really bad shape, but I'm pretty sure it's not Ilhan Omar. It's more Trump and the rest. But seriously, guys, so now there's no excuses left. They hate all immigrants. They don't want us to have the same rights, but it is inconvenient that the Constitution exists, the United States Constitution. JR just read it to you. You shall not abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens. And who are citizens? All persons born or naturalized in the United States. There's absolutely no question, okay, that is rock solid United States Constitution. So which then leads us to the irony. He's like, if you give them 10 years, they might get accustomed to our customs and traditions. You mean like the US Constitution? You've had your whole life, you're still not accustomed to it.
I noticed the smoking as well. I don't know if you're able to bring the pictures back up again, but the guy himself looks very meth heady. No offense to anybody who's struggling with drug addiction, but the guy looks methy. The guy himself, Brandon. And then the guy in the upper left that you were talking about, as a Middle Easterner, I'm watching, I go, is that guy Al Qaeda or is he ISIS? And then I go, no, he's more Duck Dynasty. Once he started smoking, because I was waiting for when Brandon said, you got to be born in this country to vote. I was waiting for the guy, the Al Qaeda guy, to kind of be like, oh snap, that's me. I got to go. Like I was waiting for him to feel like he was being called out and just walk out of frame. And he's very quiet. We don't know. Maybe if he starts talking, he's like, Brandon, I just want to say I agree with you 100%. You are absolutely right. I will not vote. As a Middle Easterner, I got to tell you, I get upset when I see Duck Dynasty types getting the beard and just no big deal. And like that guy goes to the airport like that, doesn't feel intimidated. If I have a little bit of stubble, I'm like, I better shave. They're gonna stop me, So that's that. The smoking I think happened because they it was the guy was talking a lot. They're like, oh God, first he talked about voting. They're like, okay, and then he starts talking about, well, and if you want to be in Congress, that's when they probably lighten up the cigarettes. Like this guy's gonna keep going for a while. So this dude's an idiot, Brandon. All right, let me just tell you a couple things. One thing, a lot of the bigots, racists who say or who are anti-immigrant do not seem to grasp is that the biggest threat to American citizens are American citizens. Like a lot of Americans born here are doing the worst things to other Americans and to the country in general. I bet you if you went to January 6th and you took a survey as to how many of them were born here and how many of them had immigrated, you're gonna get a lot of the ones that were doing the stupid stuff and actually attacking Congress and we're gonna hang Mike Pence and kill Nancy Pelosi. A lot of them were probably born here. I'll give you a few reasons. Number one, statistically, immigrants don't commit as many crimes as citizens do. Secondly, a lot of people that are immigrants are afraid. A lot of immigrants are afraid to even, get a speeding ticket because they think they're gonna get deported. And so they're not gonna storm the Capitol. Meanwhile, bigots like this guy, Brandon, feel like it's their country. So they're gonna go storm the Capitol and have a 1776 moment. This guy's a total, utter idiot. By the way, I'm an immigrant. I was born in Iran. I'm a naturalized citizen. I would argue, I'm trying to be objective here, but I would argue that I'm a little more informed about America than Brandon is. The fact is, a lot of immigrants that come to this country appreciate America a lot more than pinheads like Brandon do. The fact is that without immigrants, this country would not be functioning. Without us, Brandon, you guys would be eating hamburgers and hot dogs. That's it. You wouldn't have no Indian food, no sushi, no falafel, no pasta. Forget it. You want spaghetti for dinner? You're not getting it, Brandon. Hot dog. That's it. So Brandon needs to sit his butt down. I wanted to say another word if we can on this one, but he needs to sit his butt down and maybe he should light a cigarette and go back to smoking meth or whatever he does. These guys are idiots. They're total idiots. And the fact that that guy gets airtime just blows my mind. The fact that that guy can run for something blows my mind. You gotta pass an exam to drive. There should be an exam you should pass to be able to run for any office in government. Maybe that would stop the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and the Lauren Boeberts and the Brandon Numbnuts, whatever the guy's name is, from getting a chance. This is crazy. Please, people, don't vote for. If you're gonna vote for someone that's conservative, at least find someone who's halfway intelligent and has conservative values. By the way, according to Brandon, Ted Cruz couldn't run. He was born in Canada. Sorry, Ted.
So I'm going to agree with a bunch of things Maz said real quick, and I might disagree with one. So first of all, on the idiot, his handle on Facebook is "Let's Go Brandon Wilkinson," but that kind of sounds like you're telling yourself to F off because your name is Brandon. The guy's a rocket scientist, okay? So number two, a lot of almost all immigrants that came to America, and I'm a naturalized citizen from Turkey. I was born in Turkey and I came here. Why did our family come here? Because we love America. We actively came to this country for its ideals, for its constitution, because of its values. Guys like Brandon get born here and they're like, yeah, man, America, man, it's supposed to be white, it's supposed to be Christian, okay? You don't understand the ideals of America at all. You've never read the Constitution, you don't know a goddamn thing about it. So, no, we love the country way more, and we chose to be American. So that makes us way more American than you, schmuck, who was born here, never bothered to figure out what the principles of America was. You hate truth, justice, and equality, and you don't, literally, you just said, citizens should not be equal. Good white Christians like me should be superior. You missed the whole part of the country, you schmuck. Okay, so look, I can go on for forever about it, but one last thing to back up what Maz said, and I'll skip our disagreement. The natural-born citizens commit twice the crime of undocumented immigrants per capita, and 4 times the amount of crime as naturalized citizens like me and Maz. So, if we're going to disqualify anybody from running for office, it's "Let's Go Brandon Wilkinson," who's likely, 1, we know doesn't know anything about America, 2, actively dislikes the concept of America, and 3, is probably a criminal.